The weekly program, A Leader's Journey, has been showcasing leaders in Hawaii leading important organizations within our community. This week, Yunji Denise takes us to Hilo.
On the next episode of A Leader's Journey, we meet Janice Ikeda. Born and raised in Hilo, she's now the CEO of Vibrant Hawai. Her role is to build bridges, bringing people together to build a stronger community. Here's a preview of our conversation. What makes it easy to lead in Hawaii and what makes it hard?
The way that we're raised, I often think about, the tiny lessons that we teach our children. For example, when there's a community potluck, we teach our kids from a really young age to do mental math. When they're going through the line and we're telling them, look how much food has and look how much people are in the room and know how much you should take because everybody's hungry and everybody wants to eat. And those kinds of lessons you learn when you're really young that just become social norms. I think when we embody those things that we've learned from our grandparents and our parents of how to behave in Hawaii, it makes it really easy to lead because we're all coming from that place of knowing that we're part of a collective. And what makes it hard, I think, is when we begin to doubt our inherent intelligence and wisdom and ways of knowing and think that the answers are going to come from somewhere else.
For Janice, Hawaii's challenge isn't capability, it's confidence. The way she sees it, we already have the wisdom we need if we choose to trust it. What do you think Hawaii needs from its leaders right now?
We don't need to look beyond Hawaii to find the answers to the problems that we face here. And I think that there was, for a really long time, a trend in looking to fill positions of influence or decision-making or leadership and thinking that the answers were out there. And I think that looking back and seeing what is it that we can learn from our āina, what is it that we can learn from our kupuna, they've made it and they were thriving and they were abundant through many, many challenging seasons. What can we learn and how can we adapt what they've demonstrated to us?
What do you wish people understood about their own power and their own agency?
What you have to offer is not insignificant, and that to make a difference, it doesn't have to be what we've been told is important. And recently, a friend of mine, her name is Maludibes, and she said this phrase to me and I keep thinking about it, and it was around the difference of being important and being impactful. And I think that's so powerful, and especially when we're young or when we perceive ourselves to be not important, we think that that's the goal, that that's what we should be aiming for. How do we be important? I wish more of us, even in the early days of our own leadership journey and whatever that looks like, would keep our eyes fixed on what does it mean to be impactful.
Janice Ikeda is working to build a more connected, more hopeful Hawaii, showing what is possible when we all work together. Watch the full episode on air and online at hawaiinewsnow.com.